What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Hey, darling. How we doing, team? Well, I think we're going to remain extremely impartial here. We've got ourselves a real treat of a series as things are not only getting crazy in game, but apparently out of game as well. We'll find out a little bit more on that later on today. Chance, though, how we doing, brother? This should be statistically a very, very good series, except for that Mikado.
Yeah, well, Mikado is going to be the most lopsided map, at least on paper, that we have by far. But it also could be the map to set the tone if you're Boston, right? It's sort of a nothing to lose. OpTic, everybody's talking about their hard point. It's been electric. They're undefeated with Ghosty on Mikado. So if there's nothing to lose, come out with some fire. And I know Kremp did exactly that the last time he played against OpTic. So the potential is there, but admittedly, on paper, that's as rough as it gets.
Yeah, well, we'll see. The hardpoint records as we roll into this first map, and I don't know how we got back to Mikado, but we've made it. Ladies and gents, OpTic with a serious advantage coming into this one. Will it translate to land, though? Let's find out. Here we go. Map number 1.
Made down to bound as well off the spawn. Shotzzy gonna dodge at least death for the moment, but certainly a different way to set the tone right from the jump, get that P1 control, and hey, Kremp delivers, actually starts things off with the TAC 56 in hand, gets the double kill, and as far as opening breaks go, right there from Boston, perfection.
Delight. They're not going to get too much more of that time. OpTic now surging their way forward, looking at that P2 side of the map. Shotzzy hops up into that top side of the point, looking to find a few more out of this. Nero, not fast enough to sniff him out. It's a slower play out of Boston here. Can Shotzzy keep running him up? No. Kremp and Beans now through the back alley. Nice tags out of Ghosty. Not enough, though. Beans somehow finds 2, and we're about to see a lead change, but it won't amount to much unless Dashy can pick up all these kills.
Well, at the very least, Dashy's blocking like part of these spawns, right? So, you know, Boston's going to be forced to flood it in from one side, but when he drops Shotzzy, he's going to get actually just sent in for the kill. I mean, that's a small window of opportunity for him to get in the mix at all, and already going to be causing problems on the rotation. You had Boston, they turtled up, they put so much emphasis on the bottom of the map, and at the end of the day, OpTic, they break it with ease.
Beautiful work. Dashy buys enough time to get the boys in. They find the time. Now ticking away. 30 plus going to OpTic Texas here. Huke behind the bar. Here comes the first hit. Awakening. Oh, not taken care of. Beans there. Someone finds another 2 pieces. Boston get the break.
Right, that's the sort of momentum you're looking to get back, right? If you get broken on a money hill, you need to make sure you survive and keep things even kilter, and so far so good. Beans inside the hill, his teammates are rotating, but honestly, that's 20 seconds. That's not really scrap time. That's a good chunk OpTic going to be able to get, and obviously a lot of time for them to set themselves up to break down the next hill as well. So if I'm Boston, there's pressure on. You need an immediate response.
Gets his first. Nice tag on out. Boston still trying to hold this one. Final 5 seconds. We're about to crack open that new hard point. Here we go. The first taste of that sweet nectar. Did Dashy find it? Yeah, big work on Kremp there. Takes the corner. OpTic now on the approach. And we see anyone get a little closer now. Boston with a little bit of time. Nero's the only man in there. Should be swarmed and taken care of. He is. There we go. OpTic Texas running the scoreline.
And again, that is just, I mean, it was a bunch of gunfights. Boston held him off for a moment, but then when it gets to the hill, there's so many problems being caused, and now that brand new problem is Shotzzy up top, all but a distraction, and all the trades coming through. OpTic remain on top, and I mean, that is just efficient work. That is the player up top staying alive, doing the little dance, and the end of it, actually with the 2-piece cherry on top. So another situation where Boston, they might have rotated early, they get picked apart. Now they're getting out-rotated to the barbershop hill. This is going to be a tough one.
And already, it was, what, 20 plus seconds remaining in that one. Massive 2-piece from Nero. As he hits the back line, takes care of that rotation. That's the rotational battle finished. Bottom right-hand side of the mini-map, that's where we go next. What a hard point this has been so far. OpTic Texas with a solid lead, and it's only looking to get bigger. If they can get a break here, all good, but Boston, it's now time to prove why you put this roster together. See if they can hold.
Yeah, almost like a round 4 sort of situation. The next attempt at holding a hill that you can turn into a near full 60, but you see the kill feed already. OpTic just breaking it down from the top side in his patience on the bottom. Awakening just going to get double chowed. Everything done perfectly, and Nero just traded out OpTic like clockwork, but it is still Shotzzy by himself on the point, and Boston with the closer spawns should be here for the retake, and Shotzzy just annoying to deal with. He's over there making plays.
He's being real annoying, finally taken care of there. As again, the kill feed, it's Nero with the 2-piece. 10 and 10 overall. He's been exciting to watch. just keeping the KD department together. On the other side of the board, though, Shotzzy and Dashy are cooking right now for OpTic. Another rotation done. And it is Boston in there once again, chance, but OpTic Texas with those breaks has been solid enough. Can Boston hold this time?
They need it, man. I'm almost scared if OpTic ever win a rotation and get a hole. That's where the lead might get even crazier because they've been fighting off the back foot in still a 60-point lead. But here we go again. It is Snakes in the back for Kremp. He is ready for some action, admittedly. Just going to be shooting at pixels. And for OpTic, honestly, they have to control the hill. They don't have to take these gunfights just yet, but now forced to make moves. Boston winning all the gunfights. Shotzzy last man standing. Get rid of him and collect that time.
Patience of virtue that not many would believe he has, and he managed to walk away with a big kill there. Nero once again the front line right now for Boston. A two-piece for him. Here comes the third. Can Nero get it? No. Ghosty around that corner, cuts him down to the point. Beans holding it down himself for now. The rest of his boys on the outside trying to make sure we get some time. In we go, send Kremp, find those kills. Boston with a break.
And this is big gunfights as well towards the tail end. Huke's going to get the 2 in the feed, though. And I think, wow, geez, Nero wanted to keep him at bay. Huke had completely different ideas. And once again, that is not really scrap time. That is a good chunk to get for OpTic. They have built their lead up even a little bit more. But the story of the game, Boston, they are ahead of the rotation. They get a setup around new. Can they hold on?
Check that corner, Beans. Dashy guns him. The Masters of Mikado now on the approach towards this hard point. 14-7 out of Big Bruce. Here comes Nero, no two-piece for you. Dashy puts him down, over to Awakening, the man on the point. Kremp backing him up from downstairs. It's a two-pronged attack now from the boys of OpTic. Good tags out of Dashy. Are we able to get closer to that point as Ghosty finds one as well? Downstairs, Nero, big work again out of Bruce. Now he's inside.
Yeah, that's your TAC 56 player leading the charge right there. And if the main AR is putting in some work, there's the help for the trades. Who gets the clearance? And now OpTic, once again, the story of the game, they just get the break. They bully their way through. The trades up top are on point. That is Dashy on a 5. Now he's looking for the cruise.
Dashy's on a 5. Here we go, looking for that cruise missile. We'll see if they can get it. We're going to dive now into a quick listen in with OpTic Texas.
I got one on our You want to gun? Yeah.
You wanna let's go Barber. Let's go Barber. Yeah.
There's one behind us, like him.
You saw Barber truck? It's Barber truck.
What's gonna run the middle, guy?
Yeah, I'm looking for mid.
What's Barber truck and back alley? Barber
Truck, one shot.
You got that?
Yeah, one guy's on me. D7.
Barber truck.
He ran down mid. He ran down mid.
One
guy's gate as well. Gate truck some time.
What's back alley, man? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Child this with me. Gate son.
I got him.
I have their Sky guys. Just running green here.
Yeah, one guy's truck.
One guy's running a mid. One's running a mid.
On time, absolute.
He's going gate or mid.
On time, dead. Another one's back.
Got heady.
Behind us, bricks as well.
Is he chowing me?
Bricks and trucks, yes.
Yeah, bricks is needed.
You watch
Bricks hit by nade.
Dude, one shot back left trucks.
Yeah, what's trucks?
Bricks. Push out mid. Mid-side bricks.
One guy's gate. Yeah, trucks.
Nothing gate.
One guy's trucks.
One guy's bricks.
Yep, what's trucks?
Yeah, one green.
Okay. One guy's bricks.
Yeah, what's trucks?
One guy's bricks at a time. And bricks at a time. Got it.
Yo, out. What is that guy? We need to play the green here.
Bricks side.
Yeah, I'm gonna go CT.
Barber right there.
Nice.
One more color. Here's Scrapz.
Let's go CT.
I'm gonna nade in front of you. Stay down.
He's not showing.
Yeah, nade it. You ready to bunker car?
He's back left. He was back left. Crap.
Where you?
He's on the truck. On the car.
Yo, what's banana?
By far the best hardpoint we've seen Boston Breach hold on to here in the matchup, and even then OpTic with a late break, looking at that mid-map control now as well, Chance.
I mean, yeah, you get the one good hill, you check the scoreboard and be like, oh man, we're still down by 60. And it is just even a P1 that is difficult to manage because you're worried about the spawns and you're worried about the time as well. Good news for Boston, they have the spawns. Bad news, they don't have the time quite yet. Nero gets a foot inside, but you got Dashy out on the sort of outer rim of the map. He's waiting for the snap to take place, but can't read it. Nero wins an extra one in Boston. Still got some fight in him. A lot of pressure on the Barber side of the map, but from inside the hill, Nero's continued destruction. That's a force 3 for him.
It's a force 3, and he's feeling himself for the chow there. Dashy's going to get a freebie. Here comes Huke, now making his way in towards the cantina side of the map, and this is a good looking push now of OpTic Texas. Fun a few seconds. You have to hold on. The kills have not worked out. Kremp, all down to you. Big win. Stays alive. Gets himself upstairs. Boston Breach are not out of this yet. Can somebody finally dethrone OpTic Texas here in Mikado? And right now, I don't think so. It's Shotzzy again in the feed.
Impossible to call out as well. First he's on the steps, then he's outside, then he's falling down. First floor, top floor, bottom floor, in the hill. You can't find him, you can't kill him, and honestly now you need the break to try to win this game. But Shotzzy from down low, just look at him, man. He's dancing everywhere. The footwork on point. Beans has to do this with attack, can't get it done. OpTic right now down low seem a little too strong.
Oh, way too strong and a little desperate now. The Boston Breach, you have to get towards that point. Awakening versus Dashy. Can Dashy do it again? No. Teamwork prevails. Beans there in the feed to help out. Last man on the point is Shotzzy. Harder to kill than ever, it seems. 26 and 18 from him. The hard point, though, is not over yet. As Boston managed to get in there, there's a 20-second gap to close now before this one travels over to the bottom, or the top side of the minimap. Over to Tin, once again, chance. The hard point, not over yet.
And it was such a big win by Huke, though, on rotation as well. Nero maybe an opportunity to cause some chaos behind enemy lines, but Huke keeps it nice and secure. And honestly, this might be the first time the entire game OpTic truly have a setup around the hill. And if they get the next 25 seconds, they get map 1.
Here comes Boston flying forward a little quicker, boys. You're running out of time. 20 for the win now for OpTic Texas. Kremp and Awakening through the side. Shotzzy's got the coverage up top. Nero on the pinch. It's a perfect timed pinch, but it might not be enough to get the kills. Trades are out, but OpTic are winning it. No one in there now for Boston. Has to get something going. Kremp on the outside, not able to find his way in. Boston flying through the front, cut down in a hail of Vaznev fire, and that should be the map. What do you got, Nero? You're the last man here. Awakening to back him up. The contest, a few seconds. It is done. Mikado remains OpTic Texas.
9-0, that will get things done. And like clockwork, the efficiency for this team, it is just out of control. I mean, Miles, honest to God, I think they just got out-rotated to every single hill in the game except for the final one. And honestly, they didn't break a sweat. They were able to break every single hill without any sort of issue. I think the exception of the street hill. That was literally the only one Boston got a substantial amount of time, but otherwise it was just play after play. I mean, rotational gunfights by Huke. Shotzzy effectively just solo breaking the bottom Cantina hill where he is everywhere on the map. I mean, it's a lethal situation for OpTic and their hard point. aBeZy Fortress is what Boston banned, because on aBeZy, I mean, OpTic have just been like 100-point clubbing team after team after team. That means Mercado gets in the mix, and again, a perfect record is perfect for a reason.
Absolutely magnificent. A look at the stats here again. No surprises there. A wonderful sort of relatively even spread of damage across the board, but Shotzzy really was tough to deal with. Same with Dashy. 21 non-traded as an AR at 25 and 15 overall. Magnificent stuff out of him. On the other side of the board, not a lot to write about for Boston Breach in the kills department. A very tough map to square up on there against OpTic. Highlights now, ladies and gents, from map number 1 as we get ready for the search and destroy. And chance, a lot of Shotzzy.
I mean, yeah, he's even doing the correct plays on the map. Like, it's patience in moments like this. There's the times where he's getting it like to top 10 and playing just slow enough for his teammates to get in the mix. So I mean, Shotzzy has elevated his game, right? It's not just movement king, it's not just ridiculous gun skill, also one of the higher IQ players we have in the league at the moment. So Shotzzy out of this world. And I mean, Kremp had some nice snakes, some nice plays in the mix. That was the one hill Boston truly had a decent bit of success on, but otherwise it was just the OpTic show, fluid the entire way through. And I mean, here's more work from Shotzzy. That's the dancing. Man's absolutely twisted.
Yeah, these unbelievable string of kills. This was just to hold on to the point and keep those members of Boston Breach as far away as possible. 2 pieces towards the end there. Ghosty in the feed as well. We're not giving him nearly as much love, obviously, as the submachine guns. They were having a good time there on Mikado. But business as usual. Boston now time to bounce back here in the search and destroy. As the Belong Arena full of gamers right now, man. I wish we were there, but aBeZy, that's what's happening next. Hotel control after that. We have a double dose of hotel if we have to get there. And of course, we go back to Mikado, search and destroy. That is going to be game number 5. Now, to quickly address Puckett, if you are hearing this, my friend, challenge accepted. Let's get another search.
I have so many questions, no answers, and maybe another question that I will get answered for the map too is, like, on paper for this series, the Mercado, basically just an auto win from OpTic. It's just the warm-up match to get prepared for map 2. But aBeZy, this is the first time OpTic Texas have played it with Ghosty on the roster, so that is a massive unknown quantity of how effective they are going to be. And obviously that means on the flip side for Boston, their best opportunity in the series to A, get a map 1, B, get that momentum. And I would absolutely, without question, say a must-win map for Boston if they want to have a chance in the series.
Yeah, that control is somewhat up in the air, and they want to keep themselves rolling here as best they possibly can. Boston Breach, an up and down season for them, especially since, you know, their own major. What a wonderful time that was back in Boston. See if they can't find some success here. What it would mean to Kremp, what it would mean to Awakening, who has been such a dominant force in the league since he joined it in 2020. Don't think he's had as much success since he was on that Florida Mutineers roster way back in MW19 chance, but hey, he's a terrifying prospect, terrifying player to come up against. And Beans, what an addition to the roster he's been.
boundless potential, I would say, with those two. But I think the only success Boston seemed to have in the map one was through either Kremp or Nero making plays together. And I know the ARs exactly have to be the ones to step up because Dashy has been absolutely lights out. Like in hardpoint specifically, Dashy has like a 1.35 against Boston. On the flip side, Beans against OpTic has about a 0.83, and obviously map one, those stats stayed pretty consistent for those two players. But Search and Destroy, I mean, Beans has one of the finest S&D performances of the entire year. He did that against OpTic. Kremp, the first time he played against him, also had an incredible, I think he went 10-6 game of Search and Destroy. If you're at your best, you can take OpTic down, but it's not just the hard point. You had Ali talking about it on the desk. They were 4-1 in Search and Destroy as well throughout the stage. Their round one percentage was also out of control. But this has been the one situation where Boston have ever had the edge against OpTic. A small one at that. We'll see if they can get it done on aBeZy.
You better not miss. You get one opportunity to take a map that's yours. So we take a very brief pause in between the hard point to roll into that Search and Destroy. aBeZy is going to be an electric one indeed. Last time we had Dashy in this venue, Chance, I think it was a control game where he got like 5 or 6 kills and the team still won it. It might have been Tuscan. I'll never forget. We got some great memes out of that one, but that was back in the Vanguard season. A very different look. We'll see if we get any more magical moments, shenanigans here in the Belong Arena, because let's face it, man, this place has got some great Call of Duty moments in there.
I mean, we certainly saw some shenanigans in a previous series, right? The near triple donut in a game of Search and Destroy.
Oh my God.
Almost came to fruition. So spicy stuff, always potential here in the Belongs Arena, but we have some potential map stats for Boston Breach as well. So we got all sorts of stuff happening, Miles.
We do indeed. Well, quick look at the Breach stats coming into this major. Overall, 7th place, 15-14 is that record. And Chance, the good news for them is the Search and Destroy. Even at 20-19, that's 4th overall. It is a good look coming into this matchup, especially as we roll into aBeZy. And that control at 5th place as well, that's not a terrible spot to be in. Big worry though, you don't win either of the Search or the controls, you're in serious trouble, lads. Not only because it's a 3-0, but hey, that's it. Lower bracket, here we come.
Well, and you know, I think almost every single person's favorite, like the neutral fan sort of thing, OpTic has like the primary seed. They were lights out, 5-0, absolutely godlike. They dropped 2 maps throughout the entire stage, right? So OpTic is the favorites. The story for Boston in this series, one, the aBeZy, the setup for that is easy. It's OpTic's first time playing it with Ghosty. Search and Destroy, Boston, I think they're tied 3-3 against OpTic on the year, but that's been the one game mode where they can set themselves apart. And for the control, Boston have a respectable record, and like online to LAN, OpTic has been a different team when it comes to control. They've always been kind of average, a little bit mid online, not good on LAN at all. Their record is comparable to Vegas Legions in control. So obviously it's a brand new team from OpTic. They looked a little bit better in stage 3. Now there's no Bagger or Fortress in the mix, so they might be even better after the fact. But these next 2 maps, this is where Boston can make their money.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we'll see if they can get it done. Tough one though. Here in the OpTic Texas, comparable to Vegas when it comes to control, because
just on LAN, not just on LAN, not overall.
Just on LAN. No, just to be being very specific. But what a run it has been though for the OpTic getting here. I mean, like perfect run, a literal, history made for the roster. Dan Ghosty, what a heavy burden was on his shoulders coming into this team, coming into this season. Scump retires. Everyone expects, magic right out of the gate. It wasn't the greatest start. It was a little rocky. The major was fantastic. Major 3, and now the run to major 4. Look at that chance. They only dropped 3 maps in the approach against some fantastic teams. Can they keep it going here and finally raise a trophy?
And some of the scariest things about that is like the 3-1 that they had against like both the Subliners and the Thieves, even Boston. It's like some of those hardpoint wins, like Thieves, top 2, top 3 hardpoint team in the game. They're lights out in the game mode. OpTic just like took them to task. Like OpTic literally have set themselves apart in the game mode. And again, not that it's necessarily an auto win when it comes to the hotel form. I know Boston's strong, but these next 2 maps, without question, Boston's best opportunity to get in the mix, especially when you have a plant win percentage that is that good. That is absurd of clutching the round after you get the bomb down. So, OpTic, that gives you 2 options. Either don't let them plant or make sure that your retakes are going to be on point. So, whether that's sending guys like Shotzzy and Huke in on the flanks, whether that's we just want to counter snipe off the rip and try to take care of Beans, you got options to play with, but if that bomb goes down, that'll be a scary sight.
Yeah, so if you're OpTic, do not let Boston Breach plant. This will not be a boob series unless Boston can win this map. Actually, no, it's done now. This is impossible. Just thinking about it.
Sorry, we got the,
yeah, it's a shame.
Maybe, but that's about it.
We can get an Ubu or an Oob. Yeah, lots of yeah, but there's no chance for Oob series. Sorry, chat. Sorry to disappoint you here on 420, but we're keeping it in our tops. Here we go though. Search and destroy on aBeZy. Oh, actually, we have a fun tweet actually before we get this one started. What's this tweet going to say? Oh, it's from the retake. At OpTic Texas, go up 1-0 in the series, continue to look like the best hardpoint team in the game. Well, the retake, you are not wrong. Those boys do really look good in the respawns, don't they, Chance?
Facts. Again, especially hardpoint, best hardpoint team without question. We have driven that point home and then some. And honestly, OpTic, you have to keep bringing it up because they've yet to really disappoint.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, we go back into aBeZy one more time.
Round 2, let's go.
We were turned around. Our appointment was a little early, and they told us to wait. We did. And now we're ready to rock and roll. Into Al Mazrah once again. We descend, this time for Search and Destrizzle. Let's get it.
Yeah, 93% win rate after getting the bomb down for Boston. It is going to be a quick hit on the outer edge as well. Dashy doesn't miss often, but you get away with one there, and Nero gets the first blood. So strong start for the breach. Got to be worried about Shotzzy on the cross. Kremp, though, at least has the intel. Don't want to deal with him just yet.
Take that 3v3 for now. Beans v Dashy at this point in time. Beans, check it. Oh my God, he hit him in the face, man. He hit him in the face. I swear to God. What is Beans made of? Don't say beans, chat. Don't say beans.
Keep in mind, though, and I mean, that's the Signal 50, by the way.
That's the Signal 50.
Cellium was the first one to use it, but that bomb is down. Like, by P2, it's on the A street. You have to collect it at some point, and instead, you're dying in the middle of the map as Ghosty finds the extra pick. So, I know the sort of name of the game for OpTic is don't let him plant. If the bomb's down over there, not going to be planting anytime soon.
Once that signal starts screaming, hard to miss it. Tack in hand, less than 30 seconds to go. OpTic have not got any eyes on that bomb for now, so this should be a clean recovery, and you might even be able to get this one down at A. Uh-oh, here comes Dashy. Around that corner with a snipe. Will he check it? Oh, there it is! Get them both! Gonna need a replay of that one. Oh, my word. Big Bruce. Buy one, get one free.
That might be the NVK challenge as well. That was so close to the double headshot. Shout out to the observers. Caught it in the nick of time because the collapse, always a fun one to catch. And a demoralizing way to start your game of aBeZy.
Oh, man. We're getting it all. Somebody asked me the other day if we got many collaterals in this game. Well, there's one to add to the pile. Kremp and Nero taking their positions over by that B-bomb site, and it's about to get lit. Beans bringing the snipe forward. Nero's first blood. Will Dashy be able to strike again? Nero somehow gets another out of this, and it's back over to Ghosty. Tries to do what he can to level the playing field right now for OpTic Texas. 3v2.
And once again, Nero is one of the guys him and Kremp have been making plays. That is where you find your success, and Nero delivers. You have bombed down in a sweet spot for Boston. You do not have to move. You could just throw shoulders, throw snakes all day long. And Awakening's job is to do the exact same thing. Get the intel, don't get picked. You can watch both crosses. As soon as he senses Ghosty coming towards the trucks, or Dashy rather, he repositions, overchows and gets gunned down.
Unbelievable shots from range there from Dashy. Deddy popped. He's making a bit of a move here. Trying to reposition. We've got to go get that bomb back though. That's the difficult part. Right out in the middle of the tennis court. 2v2, clock's ticking.
Yeah, you can hear the glass breaking as well, so Kremp just gets to be posted for this one. I don't see dead silence pop on either OpTic player as well, so they're going to be making noise, but having a sniper in the back alley, this is actually a tough spot to be in, and you get the coverage as well. Yeah, you might be able to make a play, but 8 seconds. You got to try to get the bomb down, and there you go. Beans connects with the shot. So no cooking there. Be around for Boston, and Beans maybe gets some momentum as well. Gets the big 2 at the end.
Big 2 at the end there with a signal 50. That 50 cal ringing out. Gonna get to see it in slow-mo here and hear it.
Great sounds. Love the sound on that.
Easy on the ears, that one. Good round out of breach.
That milkshake will bring all the boys to the yard. Signal. Such a fun time.
If you know, you know.
That's a very specific, like, day one reference to the scene.
It is very, very specific. Here we go. Round 3. Dashy back at it with the snipe, I believe. He's going to be checking up top. SPX worked out for him in round 1. Round 2, close, no cigar.
Yeah, Beans, whether he's taking the hit marker shots or just barely dodging death, he's avoiding the counter snipe. And here you go. This is the 93%. Gonna get tested straight away. Shotzzy does get the first blood, so man advantage. But the bomb down, you're testing Boston's clutch.
All timing Awakening. Taken care of. 5-1 for Dashy. Beans and Kremp, what do you got? They find a kill of their own. 25 seconds to go. Huke. Oh, he may have heard these players. He doesn't have Deddy. He is very loud on the approach up to the top side here. 20 seconds. As you're starting to make moves. You're checking all the obvious spots. Huke might be able to fly out and catch a kill here. 15 now to go. As Boston back right on up. I don't know what they're looking for here, but they've got kills. Dashy. Oh, again. At the Vaz. Okay, son. Wow, okay. Classic spot, though. That position to be, far back corner of the map chance. We've seen Boston pull this trick up before. We saw Insight of Tron Ultra do it as well. Nice spot to play from.
Yeah, you're virtually invisible when you're laying down just behind those steps. So Beans in an incredible clutch spot. Kremp backs all the way up just to make sure he can A, protect Beans, and B, refill in position should Beans fall or get sniped, whatever the case may be. I thought there was a moment where Dashy might get another collateral. They were kind of close to lining up, and now that is ingrained in my head. But great news for Boston. Even though the bomb planner got picked off, still get the round win. Your success continues. After getting colladed, you're up 2-1.
It's a fun search for sure. Kremp and Nero holding hands there. Oh, no. Shotzzy too fast around the corner for Beans. Signal 50 out of play for a moment. 40 seconds now on the bomb. OpTic Texas. The slip slide. Oh, Huke. Will this hurt? Might find out in a moment. Dashy's tagged. And I love this position. Huke is chilling in that corner.
Yeah, Ghosty also was able to watch the cross there from Huke, but I think enough noise is being made that A, Huke's going to get that kill, and B, they know exactly where Kremp is. He gets taken down as well. Nice little bounce back game plan there for OpTic. The nades actually completely on point. There's a bunch of stuns and nades coming through on the middle alley to slow down the Vaz devs, and obviously that allows Shotzzy for free to get up to the bomb and then past it to fly at Beans, sniping in the back. And I mean, that is worst case scenario for a sniper back alley to have a Vaz snap just flying around the corner. You see, he basically has to attempt a no scope to connect it, but fails on that. Bomb gets planted. All the trades coming through. OpTic tie things up 2-2.
7-2 out of Dashy. He is having a wonderful time here on Embassy. No one in Boston necessarily cooking as much. Shotzzy with a lovely first blood. That sign. You get the timing right, you can do a lot of damage. Back over to Beans with the signal, and Huke is up close and personal. Not enough for the pistol. The stun might be able to buy some time for his teammates to get the trade, but they won't. Now 4v2. OpTic, big advantage.
Yeah, same thing, man. The attacks and nades have been on point. Kremp actually did find a nice little opening, and he's got dead silence. So, yeah, this is your opportunity. Make a play. Try to even up the odds. And the faster he moves in this moment, the better. He has become the ghost on the map, but he ends up getting caught. Huke with the coverage from range, and for Awakening, that one a 1v3.
I'm going to say, Huke stayed there since he found that opening kill. So, wonderful patience out of the young warrior. 40 seconds remain. Not going to be needed. OpTic. They win the round.
God, and Awakening almost probably has a different experience playing most ARs compared to Dashy, because Dashy, you just can't get away with peeking for a split second. He will gun you down. Even the moment Awakening had when he overchowed for a brief moment on that A-bomb side earlier, where Dashy just guns you. The beamer is electric. He forces you to be perfect, and right now that is 2 rounds in a row where, again, the attacks and nades completely on point from OpTic. Strategically on Embassy, absolutely sound.
Indeed. Only a round advantage, though. Bruce leading from the front there. We saw him spitting comms to the team. Into the next round we fly. 2 up top, 2 down low here for Boston Breach. It's the low road who find the first kills. The signal doesn't work out once again, though, but it's noisy as hell. At Trophy. Smoked!
Now you got the crosses covered, though, right? Nero does a very similar thing to Shotzzy and has great shots downrange as well. Not easy to do with the Vaznev, but I got a 4v2, bomb down. You know those players are going to have to cross, and you see Beans helping out Nero a little bit as well. I would say this is a round where you just make sure, don't expend the trophies, don't use the dead silence, do the simple things, take care of business, and that is the benefit of the signal. You can take a lot of shots very quickly.
You can take a lot of shots very quickly. The damage is not necessarily there. We saw the hit marker. Ghosty. Oh, an unfortunate miss from Beans there. I will say the signal looks good on the Boston Breach colors. But it has not looked good in game just yet. Nero, though, still making it work with old trusty Vaz. Last man up, and it's the pistol, not the signal, that gets the job done for Boston. Another incredibly strong defensive round.
Yep, and, you know, almost the sort of similar strat to what Shotzzy did the round before. Just get Nero out in the mix by the sign. Make sure the bomb doesn't go down, get that first blood, and execute after the fact. A micro decision, maybe worth pointing out. Nero did use the dead silence at the very end of that round to get the kill up top PD. So he won't have it at the start. Maybe not necessary if he just wants to fly out to the bomb site and try to go for the plant anyway. I know we still the trophy on Bean, so a potential for an aggressive push, but looks like Boston, this is what they did round one, leaning towards A.
Oh, another first one from Nero. He has been lightning fast in all of these rounds. Here comes the Dashy versus Beans snipe off once again. Will Beans' head take another high caliber round?
He doesn't even want to dance with it. Yeah, he's waiting for the stuns before he even like dives to the truck. That's what I'm saying. Dashy forces you to be perfect with how good of a shot he has. And Huke has a little bit of help from Ghosty, but yet it might have been loud, but able to just pounce on him. Now you just got to trade out Ghosty or just gun them down. Nero going for the ace, dodging the collapse. You are dancing with the devil right now, but they're there to get it done. Being such the shot at the very end. And that is so close to Dashy getting 2 collapse in one game.
In the same spot?
I know. They got it done, and again, shout out Nero. I mean, that's his, I think, 3rd first blood he has in this game alone. I know on the all-time record, at least this year, it's 3-3 for S&D between these two teams, but Boston has had the edge in the first blood category, 57% to 43. So Nero delivers, and now a 1-round advantage.
Lovely 3 kills from him in that round as well. We haven't seen Boston get the bomb down many times in their attacking rounds, so good on Texas for making that happen. That's why the search is so much closer. Statistically, here comes the cruise. What do we see? Eyes in the sky.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's a mistake right there from Beans. Ghosty finds the pick as the cruise is getting called in, and that is a cruise being burnt. You get nothing off of it, not even map control, and OpTic have plenty of time in a 4v3.
Yeah, on the inside there of MSC now. They're going to make their way out. Lovely shots from Awakening. Over to Shotzzy. Ghosty is in a spot to contest Awakening here as well. Problem now, you don't have a lot of map control, so yeah, Awakening's going to abandon this position. He's worried about the ladder. There's no one even vaguely close, brother. That's what you need to worry about. It's Ghosty with a boomstick.
Yeah, Dashy left him a little present, see if he can clutch, but this is a great dead silence play coming through. Freebie on the kill on bomb. Slides, though, into Shotzzy, and now you just feed Nero. You got bomb down. You know a player's going to be up top as well. He hunts him. You know where the last guy's got to be. He's even got the right gun for the job. Question is, how quickly can he jump on it after the bomb gets planted? And doesn't even jump on it. Goes for the full reposition. Doesn't look for the intel at all. Shotzzy could effectively be anywhere.
Oh, okay. A crowd, be quiet. If he does go for the ninja, everyone silence. Here we go, onto the bomb. Shotzzy is taking the scenic route, and it may not pay off for him. No, it won't indeed. Nero hops it, diffuses it. Map point, Boston breach.
Yeah, that's a massive round as well. I appreciate the no crowd giveaway for that moment. One of those plays that, again, the crowd actually can change the way it goes. So Nero taking advantage of the moment, playing the situation, had 0 intel on Shotzzy. I said Shotzzy could literally be anywhere. As it turns out, he was in bottom PD. So Nero ends up making that read. And again, that is a 1v1 to set yourself apart. Strong advantage now for Boston. Back on the attack. They've been on point with the first bloods. They've been on point if they get the bomb down. And a standard setup on defense from OpTic.
They are 1 point away from tying up the series. Nero has been an outstanding player here on Embassy so far. Can he add another great moment to this series and get that bomb down? Over to Beans once again, though, with this signal. He has not been that effective with it. 6-4 ain't bad, but it has not been as good as it sounds.
Well, speaking of sound, I don't know if he just heard Shotzzy dive over towards the vans, but as soon as he did it, he absolutely dipped out. They're trying to clear out where Huke could be, and Huke's making moves. He's going in for the kill. He gets sent in for it. Does get traded out. Beans hits a shot. Man advantage. This could be game.
Don't peek at Dashy. Shotzzy's trying to back you up. He's trying to take care of the sniper. He's on a mission to remove Beans from the play. 30 seconds. Oh, we all heard that one. And so did Shotzzy. Here comes Kremp. What a win! Kremp eviscerates him. Dashy now in mid-map. Can he stay alive? He may not. The nade. Oh my god, nice HP. The clock's ticking. The bomb will be planted.
Yeah, the biggest problem, though, trophy player, right? So you're jumping in this back alley. You're going to be making so much noise. Kremp has to know. Awakening should have him covered. Throw shoulders. Don't get beamed.
Don't get beamed. Easier said than done. Kremp's got Deddy, so he's going to be moving smooth. 30 seconds. Dashy, play this one steady. That's the nade to the backside of the trailer there. Force Kremp out. Tags are there. Big Bruce, he's dicing with a pair of them. Heavy damage. Can he find anything? Can he find anything? The reposition finds one. 20 seconds. Awakening now. 1v1. Snake your heart out, Demon Joe. This is for the map. Gets the kill. There will not be enough time, but oh my god, what an effort.
Yeah, okay.
It was close enough, man. Wow, what a search.
I gotta say, Buzz, your internal clock is ticking as well, because you said he didn't have enough time. I was like, he might have just done that. I think he picked it up at like, 7.2, off by a couple tenths of a second. Ooh. A hell of a try, but Awakening showing this game in its finest form with snakes like that. You are virtually unkillable. In Boston, they've done their work. aBeZy was a must-win map for them. They got the dub there. They've made this a series.
What a crazy game of search that one was. Awakening, good form. Gotta say it, man. I mean, if Dashy had the nade for that truck instead of flushing Kremp out, but either way, man, what a 2v1. Brilliant work, though, from Boston Breach. Overall, 10 and 7 out of Nero. He was outstanding. The playmaker, the difference maker for the boys. In Boston, they do find success. We'd asked for it, we demanded it, we needed it to really see this series go any further. But that 10.5-minute long game of aBeZy, that was a fun one.
Yeah, and considering Dashy opened that up with a collat in round one to sort of set the tone, right? Nice little bounce back there for Boston. Super tippable from Nero as well. 4 first bloods to his name. I think Shotzzy only had 3, and obviously Nero, even when he wasn't getting the first bloods, very high level of production. So that answers the question for aBeZy S&D. Now we get to answer the question of hotel control, because again, control, it has been different from OpTic Online compared to LAN. We get to see how they do now.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we can alter the state of any of these players as we roll now into Hotel. Time to dive into a quick commercial break, friends. Maybe get yourself a snack. You might have the munchies on a day like this, but we won't. We've got ourselves a fantastic series. Boston Breach, OpTic Texas, all tied up, going into control. We'll see you after the break.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL, and the GMC Hummer EV pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Major 4, Day 1, and it has already been a wonderful time. We have a very, very green series ahead of us, and it has been sticky, icky, especially in the gameplay. We've seen a wild collab. We got another replay for you, ladies and gents. Dashy with the snipe on Embassy. They don't win the map, but Dashy won our hearts and minds. Ooh, 2 for 1, buy one, get one special. Absolutely love that.
Yeah, that is the joint effort right there from Beans and Kremp to line up in that moment for Dashy. And obviously, on a day like today, Dashy will take advantage of the situation. Another classical reference in Call of Duty. Mom, get the camera. Gotta love that one. And yeah, Sky is correct. Absolutely locked in. That is Dashy's natural state.
Absolutely, truly locked. Shout out Lando and shout out Valarium or Valarium, excuse me, for the tweets, ladies and gents. Don't forget, you get your tweets on the show. Make sure to use the hashtag and make sure to be really funny, very clever, witty. Include a picture because who knows what the hell the Twitter algorithm wants these days. Let's get into this one, folks. We'll be blunt about it. This one's gonna be a banger.
You know, it's been like a long-term wish of mine. I've always wanted Operator Perry to get back in the mix to commentate a top 5 plays at one point. I don't know if that's even possible, but wishful thinking while we're thinking about old Call of Duty references, but maybe out with the old, in with the new on Hotel Control. A very big opportunity again for Boston. I mean, look, it's sort of the name of the game, right? If Hardpoint from OpTic has been terrifying, you never want to be in a situation where it is a must-win map. So you don't want to have to be must-win in the Hardpoint, win the Control.
Yeah, let's find out how it goes. Shotzzy with attack in hand. A nice opener there for the boys. Kremp on the other side of the board, finding those kills. A little bit of bedroom action right now on the bottom side of the screen. It's going to be Kremp in there, and he did have Dashy with him as well. Beans took care of business over there. Nero in the kitchen, cooking things up. Huke, though, fries him. Now back over towards A. Slow capture for the nuke himself.
Yeah, you actually had Ghosty sort of trying to keep bedroom control as well in the meantime. So OpTic certainly playing with a couple different ideas, and that is a nice double chow coming through down the hallway. And now you have Boston, maybe a double chow on the outside of the map as well. But Awakening's not pushing up. This looks like it is going to be partially chalked, and Nero sort of left out to dry. Finds errant kills if he can get them, but A zone going to be captured. Plenty of time added. OpTic right now on cruise control.
Good shots out of Dan. Ghosty there. Back over towards the B zone we go, and it's going to be Shotzzy taken care of. Over towards Kremp, who's finding the lovely bit of work early on here for the boys of Boston Breach. Just about 2 minutes to play with chance. Plenty of lives, both side. We're diving over towards B, and Huke, the deady play at the ready. What can he find?
Yeah, that is the go button. That is like a demon getting ready to feast. And hey, there's the first one. Big Wake found out, taken care of. Kremp, the only one now behind enemy lines. You can see how much pressure OpTic put on it though. Shotzzy gets sent in for the kill. Dashy's there to get the trades. Everybody falling like dominoes. It's through the middle of the map where Boston are going to be forced, but it looks like Awakening takes advantage of the opportunity, gets a big 2, and keeps Boston chances alive.
And Huke, he's just chilling in the corner, man. He's chilling. Finds one. Springs to life. Daddy did not get reset. He's going to fly into this fight or not. Nero's going to be holding desk side. We'll come back to him a bit later. But for now, his boy's trying to get on that point. We're watching Huke run circles around the map right now, but it isn't amounting to a whole lot. His teammates, they are struggling to get forward. If you can win this, no! Awakening pounds him into the lobby. Over to Ghosty. They're still trying to get out of the bedroom, but these boys, I don't know, man. I mean, they're just vegetables right now.
Well, OpTic still, I mean, it's just efficient work clearing out bedroom. You have all 4 players in the mix to take care of it. So that is trades at their finest. That is all guns forward, but still Beans might get traded. He took down 2 with them, and now flanks coming through. You might clear out bedroom, but still a lot of problems to solve. Boston, they have been dancing devilishly around the map. All the kills going their way. Kremp being a massive nuisance as well. He's got the dead silence. That is your freedom play.
He just did a drive-by call-out. Ow. 35 seconds. OpTic can't get any closer towards that B zone. You have to get through Kremp. Top bed. Here we go. He's about to ruin the party. It's a slumber party. Ghosty didn't invite him, and he said, no thanks, son. You're out. 30 seconds. Ghosty's got bedroom control. Nero on the backline. Can he sneak in? Can Ghosty find another in the bed? No, he doesn't. That should be it. No one from OpTic has the time really to get forward, and they're running out of it. Chance 20 to go.
Well, you have Huke on the flank, and maybe Shotzzy is going to come join him. So 2 SMGs from one end, the other 2 ARs. It looks like they're going to be working through mid. 12 seconds, though. You got to jump quickly.
Oh, here we go. Fly, boys, fly. Even Joe can't get anything out of it. You might be able to go to the point. Send it, lads. No. Beans cuts them all down. Kremp in the feed as well. Boston, they draw first blood here on Hotel.
Yeah, last-ditch effort. Hell of a try right there from OpTic, but not a lot you can do in a situation. And honestly, that is just sort of like clutch gunfight or clutch moment after clutch moment there for Boston. Owakening basically has to get that double kill when OpTic are jumping on the B zone initially, because the work from OpTic was on point. Even the trades around bedroom, like you had OpTic consistently clearing out their base, taking their time, doing the right things. And I think Owakening with another beatdown on Huke in the middle of blue. Beans when he's on the Godheady by the desk and picks up a big 2-piece. A lot of those little moments Boston needed, but they deliver. Get an extra round on board, and now their turn to attack.
Looks like Boston have committed quite heavily. I don't think there's any going back now. They want to hit A. Shotzzy, how many can you get? There's one. The second's around the corner. Kremp. Oh, unfortunate timing. Lovely damage dealt, though. You should see this stack, and they could capture this real quick. Boston, nice start.
And I mean, hey, opportunities if you want to start pushing up, playing for some kills. They've only left one player on the zone for the moment, so time is going to be stopped. That is just free reign for all of your Vazneps to go around, and those drive-by callouts from Kremp continuously on point, but still remaining with the tight setup. They want the kills. They're actually hungry for it.
Ooh, big win. Snaps there. 3 dead. OpTic Texas, bad looks for them. They're in trouble now. Pressure is on, and Kremp is starting to heat up. Is it Kremp or is it Krampus? As he is a nightmare finally dealt with, and it's Ghosty to do it. A nearly finished as Boston breach an explosive opener to their attacking round. Can they keep it going?
That is not a way I expected a player to be finished, but got to point out as well, Kremp has a very nice POV, right? Man is cracked in the movement, great reads as well, so always worth paying attention to the young pickup on Boston. Now up top, he has pumped the brakes. I mean, he is in between a couple different OpTic players again. I think he can hear them down low, probably calling out. He's waiting for Beans for a little bit of support. Sound on point. He can hear everything. Got to get the double kills while behind a door. Gets it done. Kremp now leading the charge.
That boy is sky high right now. He is soaring. 17 lives left for OpTic Texas. They are being strangled here on Hotel. They're stuck in Spa. Great damage from Nero. Not enough for the kills, though. 1 minute 30 left on the clock.
Look at this battle. He has been chasing Shotzzy for quite some time. Checks everything but the right corner, but at least Beans is there for the trade, so you still keep the presence in bedroom. Ghosty may be the next man you have to weed out, and unfortunately for Boston, Ghosty gets one, but does get traded, so again, Boston, they keep the pressure on.
Wonderful work. 13-19. Boston breach with a life lead. Shotzzy flies right into it. Can Beans get a second? Gonna get Dashy as well. No! Bruce finds a big kill there. Over to Kremp. Gets the pass right at it. Good lad. Into the trades we now go. Shotzzy flanking through mid. Ghosty now through the desks. Big wins. A cleanup on point. OpTic Texas hold the line.
And then they failed on all the trades as well, because keep in mind for OpTic, it's only 10 lives, right? So you have a decent amount of time. You can win it in one of 2 ways, but a moment like that, where 3 kills for OpTic in the feed with no trades at all. A brief moment where the teamwork does not shine through, and now for Huke, not going to get traded. Beans can't win it. Wrong gun for the job. And OpTic looking to clutch this one up.
7-11 for Huke. Not looking for snacks. Looking for more kills around this bedroom side of the map. Beans with the AR there. If he checks this corner, it's done for. OpTic, good work out of Ghosty. Once again, holding it down. Dashy, unfortunate timing from him. I think Awakening... Oh, this fight's going to get ugly. Time running out, though, for Boston. Here we go.
Oh, the snake off. Yep, and Awakening. Wow, that is on point. His form from the previous map is carried through, but now it's still Huke. He was open 24/7, but now maybe that zone is as well, but it's only 8 seconds. You have to stay on it. Shotzzy, if you can get him off for a brief moment, that'll get you the round.
It's a single man capturing for now. It's all an Awakening. But he's in hotbox. There's nothing but smoke there on the point. No one can see him. Taken care of, though, over to Nero. Shotzzy now dancing. No one close enough to contest. What a move! Out of Shotzzy, but not needed as the clock comes to a close, and Boston not fast enough.
Yeah,
tied up 1-1.
Nail biter of a round just for things to be tied up, because Boston had plenty of opportunities to clutch it. Again, their teamwork was on point for such a long time right for the start of the round, and then they had that one moment where 3 go down in the feed, the trades don't come through, and OpTic were actually able to stabilize their position on defense. And I mean, it's one thing when you're getting double chowed and triple chowed in bedroom, but when Huke's taking single chows, when Shotzi's taking single chows in that area, they'll win it every time. tied up either way. 2 for 2 on defensive rounds. OpTic's turn, maybe not to get creative, just a standard A hit coming through, but it gets shut down. Nero is gonna do it almost by himself. Owakening with a little bit of help, but Nero claims the feed.
Damn, man, that was a crazy 3-piece. Dashy with a slow approach now through mid. Check every possible corner. You're pretty sweet for now. The boys might be able to get themselves closer to these points. A little pensive out of OpTic, but they're playing for trades, and right now Boston Breach are having none of it. Nero on a 6. That is 20 and 12. He is rolling.
Yeah, and I think OpTic might chalk this one up, right? Or at least chalk that side of the map up. Don't want to deal with Nero. You want to go towards B, but Nero is flying around the map. Already has the cruise. That's a 7 spree, and he'll be back in the mix for the action over towards B. I mean, keep in mind, that is a tick that has nearly come through from OpTic, but those players are getting swarmed. It looks like trades on the bottom side of the map, and for OpTic, they got to go back towards Nero.
Nero! He's rolling him up. Do it. Just do it, Nero. We know you've got it in you. Teammates are there as well. 29 seconds, though. The clock has been stopped, and Nero finally is taken care of. But my God, he is a demon. Nice shots from Owakening now. Trying to get himself close to the point. Shotzzy with his snakes. That's the point. Still in the hands of OpTic, but Kremp. He's still alive and kicking, waiting for Beans to get over here. They might be able to stop the A-cap.
This is worth fighting for as well. Not the best start. Beans is going to die before anyone else gets in the mix, and I think Kremp might be taking his time because he's thinking about a cruise missile as well if he's on a 5. So there's an opportunity to fight. You have the life advantage, but you chalk things up. You play for the cruise. If you're Kremp, better make sure you get it.
We're chilling. Dashy and Ghosty find their kills across map. Lot of space to work with now, and as you can see Shotzzy, once he hits that go button, he's soaring. Then he popped. Oh, unfortunate timing. Close spawns there from Boston. That play gets snuffed out. You stub that one out, Chance. You keep going at it, though, because Dashy, man, he has been frying all series long.
Yeah, shot on point, as always, but does get traded. And, hey, big 3 in the feed. Now you get a push up and get a nice little stable position on defense for Boston this time. OpTic have been very consistent about taking their time trying to clear out bedroom. This time it looks like they want to go around and see if they can deal with the chandelier side of the map. Kremp gets traded, but at least he took down Shotzzy. You got guys like Owakening watching the cross, the information on point. No lack of awareness on the position, and Owakening there to take him down.
Oh man, Awakening has just been a brick wall of defense, man. He has not let anything get through that back line. 3 players now from OpTic stacked up through lobby. No suitcases, they're moving fast. Here we go. Check every possible corner. Dashy's in. Kremp spotted him, and Kremp is the classic Kremp move. He's not going to take a gunfight. He can't win, so he just calls him out, runs for the hills, trying to keep the play alive. Send in Owakening. Send in Owakening as he absolutely destroys OpTic. Wow. Final 10. Demon Joe's got streaks.
Yeah, nah. You got some players running for the hills. Owakening apparently that Iron Maiden getting damage out. The tag's ridiculous and putting him in a box. I respect the effort from OpTic towards the end. Just a dive bomb towards the point, but that is another round on defense. Add it to the list. Boston now a round away from taking the advantage in the series. They're no strangers to playing against OpTic on the winner's bracket side of things in tournaments. That is where they have their win. Here's another look at Big Wake. Good intel on the first, great reads on the second, but it is that shot right there. Godheady or not, difficult gunfight to win. Picks up the beautiful 3 in the feed.
I didn't know OpTic were edible. Big Wake, 8-3 there. Next round's up. Boston Breach, map point. Can they win the attacking round? Let's find out.
Yeah, well, Awakening better be careful because that kicks in the next 20 minutes. Map 5 is not where you want that to take effect. And into that gunfight against Dashy again. He demands you to be perfect. He's there for the big 2, and that'll shut down the B push. You got Boston maybe forced to reposition and work towards A, but Luke's playing a cheeky little corner in Nero. That's not a vast nev, but hey, it doesn't make a difference. Now he's got the right gun.
That boy is still speedy. 2 members of Boston Breach have managed to sneak out towards A. They're in the restaurant. They are capturing the point. 1 man at a time. Play this a little slow. 55 on the clock. OpTic, I'm not sure. They're going to get 1 or 2 hits at this before they chalk it up and go over towards B. But for now, they're trying to hit it. Nero's being a problem. Nero is being a problem.
Right, Nero is the problem, I think. Yeah, not just being a problem. That man is on a mission right now.
He is cutting his way through that lineup. Second segment on the way out. Here comes the next hit from OpTic. Beans, though, got the backline covered. Awakening now on the front. No problem whatsoever. OpTic, last man alive in this situation. Ghosty, can he take anyone with him? Can stop it? No. Demon Joe once again terrorizing Texas.
That'll put you at minute 55 on the clock. Dead even on the life count. This is not a round that's likely to end on lives. It is take your time, try to set up the good push, and now you're leading the charge on the flank. Nero gets traded. Gotta make sure you trade Ghosty out, though. Nice shots from Kremp. You're getting it done. You're still working the flank, but unfortunately, as Awakening falls, Kremp losing some of those reinforcements. Gotta reset. Gotta take your time.
Awakening on the respawn. The wake and bake. Back he comes. Shotzzy, Ghosty find the kills in the back line. Oh, nice shots out of Shotzzy. That's huge. Still have the streaks to play with, though. That's 2 for the side of Boston Breach. That'll come very handy on that defensive round if they have to go to the next one. For now, it is trying to find a way into B.
And, you know, long-term, as ineffective as cruise missiles certainly can be because of trophies, if you double up on them, they can be absolutely destructive. So the timing has to be perfect, and right now the timing on the flank, not going to be so. Ghosty there to chop at least one player down, and every kill OpTic gets, it's just a setback, but Kremp with the dead silence, opportunity to fly, and fly he shall. First gunfight win, get the reset, more time to dance, but Huke there for the instant trades. OpTic still holding on, still winning key gunfights.
40 seconds to go. Nero, 27 and 19. Make it 28 a day. Nah, that'd have been something special. But Shotzzy, great defense. Trying to take care of anything and everything that comes across their way. Shotzzy with a drive-by. Less than 30 to go now. Dashy holding them back. Attack. The barrel scorching hot. He has not let up. He's finding one. Kremp now up next. Will he make the play? I think he has Daddy down there. He's trying to make something happen, but Dashy holding them at bay for now. Solid work. 10 to go.
Yeah, I mean, that was a perfect round on defense there from OpTic, more or less. I think there was maybe a single sliver of a moment where Boston was able to touch the point, but that was destructive. That is 4 rounds on defense in a row. Both of these teams just taking turn, and this is it for the advantage in the series. Again, because of the hard point from OpTic, I feel like it's a must-win here for Boston. If they get defense, they can certainly get this done.
We'll find out in a moment. Belong Arena is getting tense. Is that Maven? Is that Big Baldy? I can't tell. His little pic's like left-hand side for me. I think it's him. I can't tell.
I can't see hair. I'm not sure.
It might not be him then. Well, back to the game. Final round. Here we go. What a game of control this has been. The search and destroy was nutty. A day of Call of Duty we have had so far, friends. Final round. OpTic Texas, they get defense. And look at the records. Ooh, baby, this is going to be spicy.
At 6 and 13. A, that is a massive amount of round 5s. That is absurd. And B, that is a good start for Boston. Now you can work towards the actual B zone. They got a little bit of pressure on the point. Nero might go there to join him. Dashy on the typical desk. Nero might get sent in for the kill, but these are the gunfights that can decide this round, and Dashy kicks it off for the dub.
Dashy gets one. Nero with the trades. Flying on through. Kremp still getting the capture done. First segment on the way out. Here comes Huke on the flank. Lovely work. 4 spree. 5 spree for the nuke. Daddy popped. Now he's going to get going. Start flowing around that bedroom side. Shots in the immediate oscillation over towards A. Lovely tags into Nero. The second's there. And it's nice snakes. And Shotzzy's still alive. And the flying. Ooh, baby. Nearly gets it. Dashy with 2. A looking safe for now.
Yeah, Dashy's doing a fantastic job of being that lockdown sort of AR, buying his SMGs time to get in the mix, or he's going to be there for the trades. And there's Huke heating up. Had a slow game. There's a 7 spree to get him near back to dead, even in the kills column. And now for Boston, you're forced to go over towards A, and these are early investments out of the cruise missile as well. This is not a fun spot to be in.
1 down, 1 to go. A couple of kills. Force these players out. You get at least onto A for now if you're Boston. 2 players, soon to be 3. Get that stack done. Play it safe. Play it sensible. Add a minute to the clock. Here comes Huke, though. Oh, God. You better have a trophy. They've scattered. I don't think there's no trophy to be found. The restaurant gone. Just managed to save it in the nick of time. But here comes the rest of the OpTic lineup. Beans and Kremp finding the kills over to Shotzzy. Takes care of 1. They get him off the point, but the point captured. 20 to 16 in the life count.
Interesting moment to call on the cruise, but I don't hate it. Better to use it then than to get baited in a later round and have it be ineffective in that moment. So get that out of the way and go back to sort of the reset on the map. The previous round, OpTic literally held this map down to perfection. Didn't let the B zone get touched. moment, it is back to sort of those standard gunfights. It is Dashy up pass, but here's cruise number 2, Awakening. Give it the old college try.
Well, you got a lot of players from Boston breaching the bedroom side of the map, so here we go. Cruz is going to get stopped, missile defeated, no problem. Huke finds his first. Now the trade battle. Oh no, not working out so far for Boston. 50 seconds remaining on this one as Ghosty quietly, well actually I say that loudly, roaming the halls of the bottom side of bed now, keeping the kills going, buying every possible second he can.
And Boston are also going a little bit slow on this. You have a gunfight at the top side of the map, by the way. Dashy secures it. So now OpTic, they know it is everybody else in bedroom. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And Huke does get caught. It's only Ghosty behind enemy lines, and he's the trophy player. Surely Boston has to know.
They're on the point now. Shotzzy finds one, trades her out, and it's a trophy. 2 players on the stack. Ghosty on the flank. Takes care of one. Last man alive, Nero on the point. Tags her in. Somehow loses the fight. However, the trades are there. No one from Boston close. They have to get moving. 5 lives remaining.
He's got to fly into Dashy, and wow, Kremp is going to do exactly that, kicking things off right. Do you check your corners, though? That is the next question. And Kremp, the drive-by is there, but Shotzzy spots too clean, trades out and bound, 2v2 around the zone.
Oh, it was a 2v2, now it's a 2v1. Last man, Nero can't get it done. OpTic hold the line. The final kill seals the deal. They take the lead in the series.
Those extra bit of moments where they were on defense and shutting the rounds down just a little bit harder to get that guarantee for the final round. You saw that round 5 record. It was 6-13 coming into that map. And again, from OpTic, control has been really the only thorn in their side. But they get the big win there. They have set themselves up in the series, and now they are much more comfortable than they could have been.
Whew. Well, a very exciting turn of events here in our winners round matchup. We will go to another hard point, and no, it's not Røkkr hydroelectric. It's Hotel. 2-1. OpTic Texas now match point.
And maybe I've missed this one from you, Miles, but it is worth pointing out this Hotel Breenberg in Amsterdam. So,
oh come on.
I mean, look, it's just if the reference hasn't been made already, we got to put in overtime for the next map. But again, must-win situation for Boston. And again, that is worst-case scenario to be playing against OpTic Texas, and you now have to win a hard point to just extend this series at all. So good luck, have fun with it. There's certainly a lot of good looks initially for Boston, but it just turns into a defensive shootout towards the end where both teams are able to lock it down.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Well, we continue the run here in the Green Light District. Amsterdam is not quite finished with us just yet. OpTic Texas will take that lead in these highlights. I mean, Nero had himself a map, but it still wasn't enough. Wonderful teamwork out of OpTic Texas there. Chance, you called it, that their control has not been as fantastic on LAN as of recent. They might be able to turn things around. Performances like that, the ice certainly in their veins. They were certainly cool as cucumbers. Wow. We say goodbye to the control. We say hello to another hard point in just a moment. Any sort of major takeaways, brother?
Well, you know, this setup has been consistent about talking about OpTic being the #1 hardpoint team in the game. Just to give Boston their flowers, they are fantastic at Hotel Hardpoint. It's their map pick for this series. It's one of their most played ones by a decent margin. So I know for Boston, Mercado typically going to be their auto veto map. To see that in map 1, the expectation is that OpTic are going to be able to win that one handily. For the Hotel, not necessarily as dominant. OpTic certainly still look great. I know their rotations can be absolutely crazy. I know Shotzzy, I mean, one of his bread and butter maps, and obviously Dashy continues to just put up, 1.3s against Boston on an incredibly consistent basis. So a lot of problems to solve on Hotel when you're playing against OpTic, but I think the potential is certainly there. Kremp has looked great. Nero's been on point as well, so I think Hotel's going to be a fight.
Yeah, this is going to be a real battle. We're almost ready to get into the 4th map of this very exciting series so far. Now, what a day of COD, Chance. Like, we've seen it all, and we still have another series after this, an electrifying showdown. FaZe taking on Surge after this. We'll find out those. It's going to be a 3-1. The Pickham's already, I don't want to say they're in serious trouble, but you never know, man. It's still a long day, still plenty of COD to play here at the Belong Arena in Columbus, Ohio. Or it says just in Ohio. I take it back. We'll get that right for day 2. We're almost ready to party. Breenberg Hotel Hard Point. Here we go.
Right, I'll be honest, if your pick'ems are chalked, I feel like this so far has been the most predictable day that we have had. I mean, even for this series, it is the hard point. OpTic you expect to win. The Embassy Search and Destroy, it's a map that's been, you know, fantastic. A 93% like plant success rate there for Boston. They get the map too. OpTic Control, much more of a shootout, very close game. OpTic has the edge, sort of as expected in even the 2 previous series. As expected as well, but perfect throughout the stage. I mean, the plus minus might be the biggest. I mean, they're the best at everything. Perfect record, ridiculous plus minus. They're the best at holding the hills. They're the best at breaking hills. And even what we saw in Mercado, they broke like 8 or 9 hills in a row. Like, they played on the back foot and still ended up winning the game by, you know, 80 or 90 points, whatever it was towards the end. And obviously the rotations on this map as well, perfect. And that is the name of it, right? You have the #1 rotational team versus the dead last in Boston, where Boston set themselves apart, though. Their breaks can be on point if you want to test that metal against OpTic.
Here we go. That was not a Mario reference. Beans in the restaurant. Awakening in the feed. Lordy. He's shooting good today. Beans right back at it. OpTic Texas had been eviscerated in the opening push.
And I will say, that is exactly how Mercado Hardpoint started out as well, right? You actually had a near perfect opening break for Boston. They get a bunch of kills, get a decent bit of time, and set themselves up on a rotation. Admittedly, with 20 seconds to go, you might be partially good for the rotation, but Awakening actually has massive problems to solve. That's 2 players looking for the chow. He can feel the pressure. Backs down, repositions for the moment. Awakening right now, putting in overtime to keep his team in the mix. You've lost the lead, but at least the team that has been 12th on rotations is gonna be here first. Shotzzy can't quite take over, but him and Huke certainly putting that pressure on. And there it is, the team that's last in rotations. They get there first and instantly get picked apart. It is all up to Awakening in the back, but right now, he ain't getting no help.
If he gets one more, though, he gets streaks. Might not only help. 4 tags, not enough for it. Dashy itching for the chow, man. He wants to get out there and get that fight. And there it is. That's going to be #6. Nice hops from Awakening, being an absolute pain in the arse. And the outside of the point allows his boys to get in there, causes enough discord to see that line break. Boston with it.
Yeah, I mean, you're still down by 20 points. This is like, Awakening is 6-0. It is as good as it gets from him in the moment to get the streaks, and you are still down on time. Now, more fantastic news, though. The gunfights, they just got one on the top side of the map. Beans on rotation, on point. OpTic now spawning at the old time. And again, for the team that is 12th on rotations, they can now try to stay ahead of the game. Admittedly, they don't have the lead. And obviously, we saw OpTic. They're the best in the game right now on the breaks as well. But they get tested again.
Yep. Whew. Everyone take a deep breath. Kitchen's up. And Boston with that fast rotation. It's a big win from Awakening 8-1. Huke's coming around the corner in a moment. Here comes Kremp to reinforce. And the kitchen is absolutely popping. It's Kremp, though. Head chef cooks up a pair. And here comes Dashy. The just desserts have been delivered. That is it. The spree comes to a close. The contest is still on. Huke, though, winning fights of his own. So now OpTic at the point. Oh!
That's it. Yeah, in a clean 4 down. You just rotated so early in advance to get to the kitchen hill to get nothing out of it. Maybe an extra 4 or 5 seconds before OpTic eventually overwhelm you. And this is going exactly how the Mercado went down. And the team, again, you have Boston that are 12th on rotations. And they've been out rotating. They just can't win the gunfights when they need them. They need to find a way to stabilize. And right now, as long as they can kill Huke, they have the potential.
Good luck. He needed it. Kremp finds it. Rotation's done. Boston in the point. How long will they hold it for? Ghosty now making his way through top bed. Got to deal with Beans first. Beans gives him indigestion, and that's going to cause problems from that side of the map. Who could get lucky here, though, chance? But for now, this is wonderful time for Boston.
Yeah, Kremp's been putting in serious work on the flank as well. He wins an extra one that time again. Shotzzy, Nero shows up with 2 in the feed. And finally, for Boston, they are getting a strong hold. Unless Shotzzy can walk straight through. Awakening, shout out to him, had the awareness. But somehow, Shotzzy just found the gap in between every single player. But Boston still locking it down. Kremp, that's an extra one to his name. Kremp's on a 4 spree. Beans just goes on a 3. So 1 player in the bedroom, 1 player on the back steps, completely locking it down. And Awakening from the in time, getting his kills as well. So there was the hill. Finally, Boston were able to get near full 60 for the first time at a hard point. They have the lead.
I know Awakening smoking today, but the prescience in his gameplay right now has helped his boys secure the lead. Another big kill. The trade's on point. The teamwork for Boston now starting to flow. 12-3 for Demon Joe. Dashy trying to lock down the freezer side of the map. The ice he has had thus far in the series will not go to waste here. Cruz, though, invested from Awakening. We'll see if this connects. For now, it's all down to Dashy and freezer. He's pinned down. No hope in hell of getting in there. Shotzzy v Kremp. And Kremp wins it again.
Oh, did you see the gunfight, though? Dashy actually wins it on the left side, and he's still causing problems. Yeah, Dashy wins the one, doubles back, and he can't pick up 3, but he nearly gets it done. But look at what it does to the spawns. Dashy wins enough gunfights that OpTic are now spawning on the left side of the map. So Boston happy to get the time, happy to build that lead, but OpTic might have been able to do just enough to set themselves up for this next hill.
One word, Kremp. There he goes. Meow, the drive-by. Information passed over a 2-piece of the feed. He's adding tremendous value to the squad right now, and the lead climbing ever forward. Rotations done, though. Oh, OpTic are going to be in position. Can anyone here from Boston get forward? Kremp, 16-8. What a map so far.
He is getting serious value as well. You're not kidding about those drive-by comms. He's doing it time and time again. Nero's checking corners. Huke, the last man standing, nowhere to go but to the grave. And Boston took away any moment of opportunity OpTic had to stabilize. Now they're back, chaining hills together. Breach right now in Hotel, looking to be on form. Dashy trying to stop him. And Kremp desperate for just a little bit of help or maybe a trophy.
Boston Breach, yeah, we're hoping for the trophy. We're blazing up over by this hard point. Awakening, can't get any more out of it. Ghosty, nice hops into the feed. Now here we go. Nero cleans out the hard point. Little bit of time now going the way of Boston once again. That's a solid 20 seconds. As long as these deck chairs can keep him safe, Nero's in a sweet spot.
Yeah, I mean, Huke is sending it just to get that time, and not a terrible time to get either. This is a hill worth fighting for, and Kremp wants to continue that fight as well. He is challenged for some seriously old time, but they just want to keep Huke at bay. Boston keeping the bottom side of the map to potentially not let anybody through, but you can already see the mini-map. Shotzzy's behind him. Huke's going to spawn behind him as well. Those are a terrifying duo to have on your flank.
Woo. See Shotzzy get things going. Awakening that once again, he's having one hell of a map. Dangerous individual. Ghosty, though, a nice 2 from him. The point now firmly in the hands of OpTic Texas. They've managed to get all of Boston towards the kitchen side of the map, keep them trapped there. They're going to have to funnel out through those brickwork arches and hopefully keep them at bay. This is great time. There's the contest. Ghosty, stay alive, mate. They're doing what they can, but Boston, once again, they bulldoze their way onto the point. And with Boston now starting to walk forward, chance, I mean, I think it's time for a listen in. Boston Breach.
Backstairs already. You're across. I saw that. Okay. Cows in the back already. I hear you. Back. Hey, I'm Bender. He's holding Bender. Holding before. He's just holding Bender. Playing slow. I'm watching. Yeah, so there's right. Yeah, got this. Has me got this. Got this. Lobby. Absolute flag. He's very weak. Flag. One shot. Flag still. Flag on red door. Hold the back. Hold the back. Guys. One in front. Yes, get that. Let's go. Yes. I'll see. I flag. Yeah, flag still. One bullet. I had once. What's we doing? Probably. In the back. Yeah, red door as well. Red door and look at the red door. Real. Go. Okay. I'm in. The top. Sell out the yep. What's in the back though? He might be deep left. Deep left. Deep left. One shot deep left. Absolutely deep left. We'll come in on. I think one's doubles. Deep left fire. Top cat. One's there. I need top cat. You might go caution. Caution got me. He's going storage. Shotzzy. Top. Storage Shotzzy. Wait. I'm sorry. Yep, that's two. Wait for you submitted. For a second. Okay, I'm diving. He's kill me that minute. One shot middle. Watch it, absolute. Okay, this one. Wait. Submit. Hit up back or Shotzzy. Back. Come for. Give us. I'm caution. He's in the left corner. Left corner caution still. On the back door. Nice two. Both airs.
Whoa, okay. Boston Breach, that cushy lead they have has now been blown into the air, chance.
Yeah, no, this is like the Tide, right? Almost an unstoppable force in the hard points. OpTic, even when they're down, they blow their way through on the previous hill. They get a lockdown on the kitchen, and now you get Shotzzy in a corner, wins his one against Nero, and just like that, he has bought his team the rotation anew. Kremp, the only one that can stop it, can't get it done. Shotzzy with another massive gunfight. OpTic with the close spawns, and on this bar hill, they could get the game.
Here we go, Awakening trying to hold them all back. Takes care of one. Here come the reinforcements. Boston breach on the approach. Nero taken care of. Ghosty, keep the shots ringing out. Son, he's on a 6 spree. He's got streaks, as does Shotzzy as well. So 220 to the 190. Onto the hard point we now fly. Kremp eviscerated. Up next, Awakening dealt with as well. And Nero through the L-bar. Here he comes. Right into it, but he's battling for his life chance. This is far from over, but OpTic with the teamwork. OpTic with the trades. OpTic with the time. Woo! What a hard point.
Hey, they're staying alive for just long enough as well. Beans has been putting bullets through this, trying to get the wall bang kills, but now it is last-ditch effort, desperation to fly into the point. You try to contest, you die. You try to flood, you're gonna die. A team kill as well, and they have the tick. OpTic, they're gonna get this done.
Faded approach to the final hit of the hard point here as OpTic lock it down at bar, no problem.
Oh shit, you're my son!
Oh my god, and I stopped speaking at the right time. Dan Ghosty, you are the father.
Ugh, results like that, ordinarily hate to see it, but now positive. The addition to the whole family there, but I mean, hell of a game from OpTic right there. That is like the typical sort of hard point. They might have gotten pushed to the limit. You had Boston playing things nearly perfectly, but it is the hills where they have to break and have to be annoying. OpTic always able to buy themselves time. They get one rotation to kitchen, completely lock it down, and on the rotation, you got guys like Shotzzy being annoying in some corner, winning ridiculous gunfights. So OpTic may have been pushed towards the edge, but at the end of the day, that is a 3-1 victory, starting their Major 4 off right.
God, what a banging series, though. Unbelievable start to the tournament. OpTic Texas 3-1. Hey, you gotta give it to him. That was a wonderful turn, but what a comeback there. Boston breach, their hotel hardpoint looked particularly strong. They were just not able to close it out. Not even with a 7 spree from Awakening. We saw 8 from Ghosty, 6 from Shotzzy in a row. Unreal performances out of both these teams, but OpTic continue to prove to be the strongest hardpoint team in the league.
Yeah, and I know for Boston, like the comms seemed a little bit frantic, a little bit scattered. I know Kremp slowed down a little bit. I think he was like 16 and 8 at one point, finished 20 and 23. But I'd say overall, in terms of the potential for Boston, I kind of like it. I like the pickup. Kremp looks great. Nero can fry. Like, it seems like they have the pieces. I mean, that is just a nail biter of a round 5 in the control you lose to. You had opportunities at the very least in the hotel hard point, but obviously, you know, veteran players on the flip side from OpTic. That's a handful of world champs that they're playing with as well. So obviously pretty strong on the flip side. I believe now 10-0 in hardpoint throughout this stage for OpTic Texas. Not a bad thing when you're continuing perfection.
Yeah, not bad when there's 2 in a series as well. Hey, OpTic Texas continue to be a dominant force here in the league. They came into this major with high hopes, and they're certainly performing and delivering so far. Far from finished, though, this tournament is Boston Breach. We'll see them play in the lower bracket tomorrow. For now, though, the boys of OpTic, they get to put their feet up chance and enjoy what will be another crazy day of COD tomorrow. Man, what a day so far.
Not bad. I suppose in a sense, everything has gone like almost as expected. Minnesota winning a map against LA Thieves, I suppose a little bit shocking, but otherwise a day cruising right along. 1 series down to go.
1 series done. I'm now going to throw it to bald Dashy, who's going to be talking to normal Dashy after that match.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, here with my guy. First off, happy birthday yesterday, right? Saw the Kobe year, 24. Listen, man, I'm happy for you. You are an absolute animal, but you guys have been unreal. Just what was the expectation coming into this weekend?
Obviously, we want to win, but we're just taking it day by day. We're still trying to improve it on the little things that we discuss in practice, but it's going great so far, and I'm having fun with the process.
Well, it's been cool because we did a podcast recently with JP, so we got to hear kind of about the coaching side, how everything's going there, and how stuff has really started to click for you. And it was a really cool insight for Joe and I. But coming into this, I was like, you guys are clicking so good. You're 5-0, things are rolling. But then you're going up against Breach, a team that you just faced off the last major in the first round. You know, they knock you into losers right away. Were there any fears of that here, or did you look at the matchup any differently?
They're obviously a really great team, so we knew it wasn't going to be an easy match. So, I mean, give credit to them. They're one of the better teams in the league, and they really made us work for it. So, GG's to them. But we're obviously just gonna have to improve on a little bit on our search. Obviously, Embassy is probably not one of our stronger maps, but nonetheless, we can still work on it. So we're gonna do that.
Well, talk to me about Ghosty. Now, you've had a little more time with him. Joe played a little ranked with him. He's like, dude, that's when I really learned this guy's comms are nuts. Like, he's just a motor mouth, dude. How much easier does it make it for you? A guy like just likes to get twisted and kind of gun people, just having somebody calm like that.
Oh yeah, for me, I mean, it was like a no-brainer to pick up Dan. He's a Tyler Fellow Jr. He's just motor, but he's not stopping. He's like, yo, this one here, I got your back, all this. But for literally all three of us, including Kyler, like, it just makes our job so much easier. We're just natural slayers, and whenever we could just have someone just kind of just literally saying everything that needs to be done and what's happening on the map, it just makes all of our jobs easier. We just got to shoot our guns straight, and shout out to Dan. He's a unit.
No, it's great. Just focus on the gunny, right? But hey, listen, I know it's been a bit of a roller coaster for you this year with how everything's gone down, but I'm happy, man. You're a brilliant talent, and to watch you guys start to click now and get rolling, it's been truly amazing. But thank you. Hey, good luck the rest of the way. You are an absolute monster. That'll do it here for me and Dash. Back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Dashy Duo. And the chat is spamming classy Dashy. I think that's what we're seeing these days. Man, it's cool, confident, collected, and it doesn't look like they're playing with any pressure, despite this being a major with $500,000 on the line. Let's take a look here at some of the biggest plays in the play of the game here. It's our Scuff play of the game featuring Game 4, closing the door. OpTic says bye-bye to Boston.
Yeah, I think this is probably like some of the most important hills of this game was right before this in that kitchen hill. I think Boston Breach here just had a little bit of a misstep of over-committing to about 20 seconds left on kitchen. And what does that do? That allows Shotzzy to be the first man on a mission on rotation. He finds a kill, stays alive, waits for his teammates, and although Boston were first to touch the time, they were able to break back in and close out the game.
Yeah, there was a ton of potential throughout this hardpoint for Boston. I want to show some love to Awakening, who's making so many plays on rotations, keeping them in it. Kremp as well. There was a situation, if you go back to the Boston listen, you'll hear, hey, I'm flanking. I believe it was Nero or Kremp, one of the SMGs. Wait for me. Beans over challenges and dies, and they lose the remainder of that time, following it up with a loss on the rotation to kitchen. It was that little mistake that OpTic ran away with throughout the rest of that game. Nevertheless, a great performance from Boston. I mean, you think about that control, even in the slaying, Chris, they could have won it. A couple offensive pushes, they had opportunities.
Boston was in this one every step of the way, but it's OpTic moving into our winners round 2. Ali, what kind of stood out to you from this OpTic squad? Where do you feel is their greatest strength on the day?
The composure. I think the composure from OpTic Texas has changed a lot. I feel like a lot of times in these series 8 would go down, and you could tell that the vibe was different, but I feel like with this new OpTic roster, I mean, even when that hotel got really mixy, they pushed themselves back into that round number 5. Even when they let A go and they had to play a perfect B defense, there was nothing chaotic about it. They were all on the same page, so I think OpTic have a really good opportunity to win this tournament.
I got bad news for Boston. You lost to OpTic, and now you fall down to the losers bracket, where tomorrow you will face off against Toronto Ultra, champions of our previous major. Boston draws the short straw, and that is the end of their night tonight. But we have another match to go, and everyone at home, well, you could be winning along with us this week. And not only are you picking up drops if you link your account, but if you enter to win your choice of a CDL 2022 controller from Scuff, all you have to do this weekend is get registered, and a winner will be chosen on Monday, April 24th. Awesome stuff. And of course, the Scuff Team of the Major is back. Vote for your Scuff Team of the Major right now. Scan the QR code and let us know who your top performers of Major 4 are. Voting ends on Monday. Ali, if you had to pick one player who stood out today.
Shotzzy definitely stood out for me.
Shotzzy on day 1. I have a feeling we might be saying the name aBeZy when we come back. aBeZy takes on Pred. It's FaZe versus Surge. Part of the winners. Round 1 here at CDL Major 4.
this one down at 8. Uh-oh, here comes Dashy. Around that corner with a snipe. Will he check it? Oh, there it is! Gets them both! Gonna need a replay of that one.